Alright, well today what we are doing is working on this black magic. Yeah, I could use some cleaning for sure. We had removed everything and then we put this all this on there. Yay, it's good. Clear anodizing could probably be cleaned with some denatured alcohol, but anyway, so this guy is all rebuilt. So, but it's missing a reg, so the customer came in and brought in a die reg, but he said it hasn't been touched, so we're going to take the die reg apart and we're going to clean it. So, first thing you'll do, for those that don't know, is you must remove this piece here. Okay, remove that there. The wrench that you would use for such things would be a 9/16 wrench. So I am using a very bad Groot accent today, and that will be it for the accent unless something else creeps into my mind while I am doing this. Alright, next then, Allen wrench. Whee! Inside there, one in the back side. Hold this side, break this guy open. Ta-da! Well, actually now, remove this weird gummy sleeve condom thing. Alright, so break that guy off. Pretty dirty. See if that's going to be better. I hope that's going to be better. I know I'm moving the camera on you guys. I'm sorry, not trying to make anybody nauseous. So that's pretty dirty. Alright, next. Wrench in here. Toothless. Actually, what I am going to do before I do that, next wrench, take this guy out. This guy is pretty dry and dirty, so I don't know if all these O-rings are going to be good. This is one of the driest regs I've ever seen. Alright, so that's done. That guy's off. Pretty dirty. We actually have some bits of metal in here. That's not a good sign. Now we need to get at the piston. Insert the large Allen wrench. Everybody should have a pair of Nipix or some other brand toothless pliers. I've had these guys since 2006. Yeah, since 2006. That's how long I've had these pliers. Bang. Boom. Break that loose. Alright. Wow, that's really bad inside. That's like... That gray is actually anodizing in metal. That's pretty bad. Get that guy apart. Inside you have your piston and then your bevel washers, which it's an odd number of bevel washers. So down, up, as always with guys, your bevel washers. Make a flying saucer. Whee! Okay, bevel washers are awesome. So there you go. So there's that piston. Pretty dirty. So we're going to clean it with a microfiber rag, or I'm going to. There's no we, it's just me. There's a lot of metal in here. That's kind of concerning. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's little bits of metal in here. So we're really going to give this guy a good cleaning. Here, maybe with this you guys can see what it is I'm talking about. But that's dirty. Yeah, alright. Nope, that's not going to do anything. I took a little bit too much off. There's really nothing in there anyways. Next. Definitely some possible over tightening in here, but what are you going to do? Nothing is what you're going to do. Wow, even these threads are kind of minimalistic. Change that. Nah, I don't know. Hopefully I won't have to change too much. I just got to go through, clean all this. Alright. That O-ring, very possible that this O-ring is going to need to be changed. Hopefully I have one. It appears to be very crushed. Pretty bad. Haven't been doing much paintball in the shop, so I'm hoping I have one in my shocker O-ring kit. Because that's the only O-ring kit I have left. No, I've got another O-ring kit over there for another marker. Pretty much all we've been doing in here is just, and pretty much it's all we do now, are autocockers. Some older spiders. Basically just doing the old guns. The Sheridans, Benjamins, Typhoons, even though you can't really consider them old now because they're still making them. But yeah, none of the new stuff, none of the new 5,000 O-rings if it leaks, buy an O-ring kit and change everything. One, that's just boring. Two, it just bites that you, yeah, it's just boring. There's no fun in it, honestly. For me anyways. So, we like doing the old stuff. And if you don't have the part, then you know what? We get to do things like resurface valves, all that kind of stuff, to get everything to seal again. It's just fun. This guy here is very dirty. He's very, very dirty. We are nice and clean inside. We are nice and clean everywhere. But I will also be doing this. Always. Clean your bevel washers. Now let's start stacking them. So, one down. One up. One down. One up. One down. I will say this is a way better die reg than the original die regs, which had minimal bevel washers and a large piston. Yeah, the volume was great for low pressure, but you didn't have a recharge rate. The recharge rate on those were actually pretty bad. Alright, so we went up, down, up, down, up, down. This one's going to have a way better recharge rate. Up. And then on most die guns you have two. Kind of like an autococker. You've got your high pressure regulator, which gives you operating pressure, the overall pressure for the gun, and then you have your low pressure regulator, which is used to cycle the gun. Okay, just so you guys can see. Make flying saucers! Looks like this one might have had a bad... No, okay, cool. Up. Down. Up. down, properly stacked. In all honesty, I think you could also get away with putting that one going, flipping the stack. You can get away with flipping the stack the other way if you wanted. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just got to make sure that you never have this. Never have two washers fitting inside of each other. Okay? That defeats the purpose. Basically, all bevel washers do is create a spring. So instead of having a spring in here, you want to get a spring, but you want to use as little area as possible. Bevel washers work out great. They're also insanely strong and very consistent if they're made well and they're not like some cheap stack bevel washer crap from China. Alright, so then we take our 100% silicone grease. It's just me. Alright, next thing I do for me is I take a little bit of my oil, just a tiny bit, from my old Autocaca Black Magic days. Just add a tiny bit of silicone oil to the bevel washers. And then we also have a seal in here. We've got an O-ring in here. So a little bit of grease there too. There we're gonna hurt. Put it into pinky and insert. Actually, I can see where that washer is. What I'm gonna do with this, yeah, I'm gonna leave that just like that. I'm gonna lay this on its side. Next, cleaning this bad boy. There's a seat in there, an O-ring. I don't want it to pop out, so I'm gonna clean this thing. Looks like whoever had this before was a big fan of Dow 33, which is really only used for shockers. And the reason why Dow 33 was used for shockers way back in the day, not the Shocker 2 or the Shocker 1.5 or whatever the heck number you want, the original shocker, is because it ran off of CO2. And Dow 33 is a cold temperature grease. Running air, you're no longer running CO2. You're not worried about cycle rates. You're not worried about cold with CO2. So dump the Dow 33, or now you just got a tiny little lesson on why Dow 33 was used. Voila. Voila. All right. Good. We are good. We are good. We are good. That is set. I'm going to back this out a little bit. Piston drop a hair. Awesome possum. Now I need to replace this O-ring. What do we have in the drawer that's missing? Do we have an oh, looks like we might have a winner. Do we have a winner? That would be great if we did. We're looking pretty good. And I will go with bigger over smaller, truth be told. Oh god, look, still metal dust in there. I gotta clean this part out now. This is one dirty regulator. This thing is just dirty. It's a nasty regulator. It's a dirty boy. Just kidding. Alright, or am I kidding? That is the question. Am I kidding? I could be, I could not be. You never know. Yep, this is my method. Microfiber rag. Yank that baby through. Get it clean. Oh, look at that. Woo, it works. Don't say it doesn't work. It does. Years and years of experience have led me to this technique on how to clean shit out with a microfiber rag. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yank and pull and twist and turn. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Alright, see? Woohoo! Clean. So much enthusiasm for the little things, right? And I am not referring to my small import car. Ha ha ha! Alright, crazy more, not whatever. Okay, cool. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, that O-ring looks very nice. Now, this O-ring is a seal. You could put grease, or you could, like I am going to do, put the oil. I'm going to put the oil instead of the grease. You don't need the grease. It's a static sealing O-ring. You do not need grease. Whee! Well, this O-ring might be too big. We'll have to see if we can get this guy to close. So let's grab this guy here with these here pliers, and let's go find that ridiculously huge, oh, here it is, Allen wrench. And let's crank this guy down. Oh no, we're good. Oh, it is perfect. Perfect. The O-ring it is for this here regulator is very good. It's gone together very, very nice. Now these guys here, oil, grease, take your pick. I'm gonna put grease because air will be moving through there, and the grease will help seal. It will fill in the cracks. It is also good because this will want to move, and that will be that. So now we put the grease on there like that. Is very nice. And then we take this ring here. Oh, it's still kind of dirty. Right there, it's still got some dirt on it. My bad Groot accent, I will get it right. If I really wanted to put effort into it, I probably would. I probably could. Alright, let's insert largest Allen wrench inside. Let's take this guy here with his cap. And you want to know what I'm going to do just because? I'm going to take a tiny bit of this grease here and boink, put that there. Because that's just me. We just skim it. Skim it. Skim it. And put this on like that. With a tiny little bit of grease like that. And then insert next hole and crank. What we got here? Oh, we still move. We cranked it tight. We've got a little bit of grease. Here is the thing. Grease can actually be your friend. Why? Grease will actually, some people will say that grease is bad. I don't care. Basically, this is what you do. You put grease in between these areas here and here. That grease is going to take up any empty space. Any dirt or dust that wants to get in there has to push the grease out of the way. So, if you take care of your stuff and you watch it carefully, grease is your friend. There's nothing wrong with putting grease here or here. Here. Even you could put grease here if you wanted. It will not hurt anything. It keeps the dirt and dust out from getting in between these spaces because the grease itself is not a liquid. It's not a solid. It's in between. But it takes up space. And when it takes up that space in there, you know what happens? Nothing. You get no dirt in there. So, put some grease in there. Whoever says you can't over-grease shit, you can't over-grease shit. Because the grease that's too much leaves, and the grease you need stays. And it also stops the freaking dirt and grime and other contaminants from outside from getting in. Because it takes up the space that would be open for that shit to get inside. Alright, anyways, enough. So there you go. That was my rant for guys on the East Coast. So there, you got that right there. You good? You happy? You got it? Bada bing, bada boom. So what we're going to do on here, though, is I'm going to grease this guy here again. Right here. Because now we're going full East Coast here. We're going New York. New York, New York, New York. Boston says New York. New Yorkers say New York. I don't understand why people from Boston can't stand people from New York. They're the same. I grew up in Boston. They're the same frickin' place. Well, except for maybe Nah, they're pretty much the same. They have the same attitude, which is fuck you on both sides. Except on Massachusetts, they ask you if you like apples, which I could never understand that. How do you like them apples? You know? Anyways, Ben Affleck, that's the only thing that gave it away where I went, you and your friend there, Mr. Matt Damon, are from Massachusetts. Because you guys said, how do you like them apples? The only thing you didn't do was call somebody a fucking potato head. And how do I know that? I grew up, my uncle, who was, you know, kind of guy, you know, just grew up East Coast guy, boxing, all that kind of stuff. Everybody who was driving like an idiot was a fucking potato head. You fucking potato head. What the fuck is... Oh, I'm swearing on YouTube. I'm going to get banned. Alright, anyways. Too funny. Alright, so, let's do this. Now we need the red Loctite. We're going to Loctite this guy here with red Loctite. And I'm going to move it in position because this is not... Oh, I hate Teflon. I hate Teflon. How much do I hate Teflon? Oh, I hate it. Teflon is not the friend of the modern day airsmith. But the question is, if you work on paintball guns, do you call yourself an airsmith? Maybe. If you work on air rifles, do you call yourself an airsmith? If you only work on paintball guns but cannot work on an air rifle, are you still an airsmith? That is the question. And the question is, if you work on a gun that uses CO2, are you an airsmith? Or are you a CO2 smith? Or are you a pneumatics tech? Who knows? Because in this day and age, everybody's looking for titles. That would be it. You know what's really annoying? See these little brushes? One of them just stabbed me right there. And it's annoying. You can see the little hole. Now I'm bleeding. I'm dying. I'm giving blood. Oh, I'm bleeding for this gun. Alright, enough. That's just lame. Anyways. I want to try to get as much of this off as possible, so I'm going to go over to the bench grinder that has a wire wheel on it. Why did I take this over to the bench grinder with the wire wheel on it? So I could knock over a CO2 bottle and make a horrible freaking noise. That O-ring goes in the trash. Hey, look! It's a 3D printer part. This is for VSR 10 mags. We print them all day long. This guy here needs to be cleaned up a bit. But you take this with some epoxy, you glue it on the bottom of your mag, and now you got this fancy little lip. Oh my god, I'm bleeding! Okay. Alright, enough. Now it's time to be serious. Which, for whatever reason, I guess when I say serious, brings on a Russian accent. I don't know why. You would think it would want to bring on an English accent, but I was saying serious, not egotistical and belittling. Or actually, that could also be South African, which is English accent, because the fucking English are egotistical pricks. Alright, so let's put this guy on here. What's gonna happen is the reason why I'm doing this way is I'm keeping this lined up with this. Okay, so the macro line is going to have to come in this way. I want to keep it in the middle, so I'm tightening this here. When I tighten this 90 onto here, it's going to bite into that area there, and it's going to stop this piece from moving. Okay, then once I get that done, I'm going to unscrew this. I'm going to put a pressure gauge on here, this guy here, and I'm going to set it right there. See that? We got 5 marks. 100, 200, ha ha ha, 300, ha ha ha, 400, ha ha, 5, bad Sesame Street, vampire count, accent. Anyways, so I'm going to get it right there. Between, actually, this guy here, pump, I'm going to get it to about 200. I'm going to set it to 200 PSI. That will be a good PSI to test this and get it to sound and make a nice popping sound. It's been a while, so we will be ordering more springs because we got more autocockers in this week. Yay! Not gonna lie, I love me autocockers. I love these older guns. And this anodizing is a nice attempt, but whoever did it, I felt like they had more affinity for crayons than they did anodizing. It looks like something a 10-year-old would do with finger paints. But still, they're anodized flames on there, so that's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. So we're gonna take this here 9/16 wrench here, and we're gonna tighten this guy. Oh my goodness, we're gonna tighten it just like that. That's enough. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Let that set. Okay. When I come back, we will test this guy. Macro line. We got the macro. Oh God. All right. Ooh, look, we can cut this. We need tools for cutting the macro line. Where is my tool? I have this fancy tool. It's actually just whatever. All right. I'm going to cut it there, right above that line. Oh yes. So that goes in there like that. Come on. Oh, take it. Take it. Be good. Take it. Oh, and then we're going to bend this. I'm going to cut this guy. I'm going to cut that end off there. So, oh, the cut is nice and flush. And then we insert. Oh, look at that. It's nice and clean. Very nice. Very, very nice. So now we pull that out. I'm going to let this Loctite set for a bit. I'll see you guys in a little bit.